Hi everyone, Bandanner here. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to WARNO League Season 0.5 from SDL. Today we are with Tman and Mix90 for a couple of games. Tman over on the right in blue playing as the 2nd Panzer Grenadiers, and over on the left in red we have Mix playing as the 5th E. Tank-based division on this map. I think they're not too bad, especially because there's some open areas. Other people would definitely disagree with that. So I'm curious to see how he plays them. Many thanks to everyone who has responded to the poll over on the community section, by the way. Unfortunately, it's a bit inconclusive because you've all managed somehow, and I'm kind of wondering if there's some massive conspiracy behind the scenes to get it at 33%, 33% and 33% thereabouts, fluctuating between 34 and 32% on the 3 options. So that's very confusing for me. But thank you anyway. I do appreciate the interaction and the feedback. It kind of tells me that I'm technically not going too wrong with what I'm doing already, so we'll just see how it pans out by the end of the week. And I'll stick up the results. But thank you everyone who has voted in that. It is helpful at least to see a general idea of where people are at. So let's have a look at what Tman has down. We have some Jaeger Recon going up to the front there. We've got some FS Jaeger heading into Delta. FS Jaeger Recon and Jaeger heading into Delta at this side. We've got some more Recon heading into the front of Echo, and some Fallschirm Jaeger heading into there as well. At the back here we have Sicherungs and Milan 2s and a Power 1. A Hot 1 helicopter. This is an interesting choice. They die really quickly. Let's just have a look at their stats. They have only 4 health. Bringing them out at the start is obviously very risky. If there's any AA there, they go down in 1 hit. If there's any jets there, they go down in 1 hit. Or a very quick pass. They will not survive. I'm not sure the reason he's bringing these out. The only thought in my head is it to deal with AMX-10s? Because obviously they are very effective and can be pushed very far forward. So that's maybe what he's thinking. At this side he has some Panzer Grenadiers, Gepard and a Command, which the Command looks like it's running around here. Most of the other stuff going into the middle. He's also put down a Milan 2 heading up to Foxtrot there. That will also cover from the AMX-10s, but he does have that chopper here as well. I can only think that's to try and fend off any AMX-10s, but it seems risky. Over at the other side as the game starts, a couple of AMX-10 RCs heading into Foxtrot for Mix. He's got a Dragon Paras heading into the centre of Delta. Very little at this side. An Escorte PC heading into here, and then the vehicle heading over there. He's got 2 Mirages in straight away. Those choppers are dead. That's it. They're done. That's it. Gone. Got some Commandos coming in. Choppers heading into the centre here, and over this side 1 is heading into Foxtrot. So that's his forward deployment. 1 chopper goes down. That has taken a little bit of fire from the Gepard back there. This one is going to go in and kill this chopper. Yeah. Not the most expensive choppers, but a very easy kill at the start of a game. A Mistral and some Chasseurs in AMX-10Ps heading into the centre. It does look like Tman will have more in the centre as the game is kicking off. 1 Mirage takes a bit of damage and leaves, the other one still remains. Let's switch over to the controller now. But yeah, I was expecting those jets to just annihilate the choppers, and indeed they did. Skirmishing over here. One of the AMX-10s is already gone down. I believe that was to the Jaeger Aufkul there. And now the Milan 2 is in position and firing at the other one. This could be both AMX-10s down straight away. There it goes. Beautiful strike. Unfortunate to lose 2 AMX-10s right off the bat. You only get so many in a deck, and they are so strong. But just charging them in is obviously quite risky. We do have a AMX-30 B2 Brenners coming in the back there. Both players capping points. Commandos in the middle, quite spread out. Tornado here doing strafing runs on infantry in buildings. There is a Mistral arriving now to try and stop that. But the Commandos not looking too great in the middle of the map. Now the Commandos, interestingly enough, if we click on them, they do have special forces, and they do have a shock trait. Unfortunately, these guys are not within shock trait distance, so they're actually doing a lot less damage than they could be. If they were moved up to here, they'd be doing a lot more. And the Jaeger up here don't... Oh, they do have a shock trait. I didn't think they did, but these ones do. The Fallschirm Jaeger do. Interesting. I'm not sure who would come out on top in that fight then. Possibly still the Jaeger, since there are two squads there. Jaeger here being taken out by the MX-10 and the Chasseurs pushing up. I always forget the Fallschirm Jaeger have that ability. Tornado IDS MW1 obviously annihilating that commando squad. The one at this side, obviously with it being so stressed out, it will be missing most of its shots. So not being a huge amount of use. The Fallschirm Jaeger Aufkel do escape there. The far side of the map obviously firmly in control of Tman. He's not going to let that go. And I don't think we'll see a massive assault on that by Mix. He needs to get control over this side really. There is still a Milan 2 in play and the Jaeger Aufkel sat in the edge of that tree line there. Tornado coming in again, just flittering around at the back here. Still some skirmishing in this town in the middle. Now, Mix is making progress here. Milan 2 trying to get shots off on the Brennus. Will now fire at the MX-10P instead. Mix90 managing to clear up the Fallschirm Jaeger now. But Tman bringing his command across to the center. Still no command in here for Mix90. He does have one that's gone into the far back point. And he has another one coming in which may be well coming over here to Foxtrot. And he is slowly wrestling control of Foxtrot. He did lose that AMX-10P. But it's currently +1 to Tman. And he's about to get plus a few more. Mirage coming in here. Not sure if that's going for... It is going for the chopper. That is another par 1 down. Mirage at the back there has taken some damage. Bit of a meat grinder in the middle here. More reinforcements arriving for Tman, but lots of injured squads that need repairing. Tman obviously doing his best to pull them back so he can repair them rather than letting them die. Obviously that is beneficial in the long run, especially for the Fallschirm Jaeger squads. They are obviously very good at their job, and you don't want to lose them if you can help it. It's a bit like the MX-10P, or the MX-10 RC, sorry, at the other side, not the 10P. Lots more infantry heading into the center and more being called in for Tman there. He really wants to take control. Vab's coming around the back here, shooting at that command, though unfortunately the command has escaped. Tman will be happy with that. I don't think Mix must have seen it, or he would have sent the Vab after it, I'm sure. Couple more AMX-30 B2s coming in at the back at India. But look at this, Mix is doing well. He's forced Tman into this back area. He's just in this little corner with hardly any units in the actual point. And his command's about to go in. Mix just needs to hold Tman there and stop him getting a foothold in the point again. He's also got control over here. Tman with a nice advantage in points though. That Milan 2 is still alive in that building. He really needs to kill it somehow. Milan 2 does also have supply behind it. So has unlimited shots for the moment. In the center here, good use of Marders and Leo 1A5s as fire support to kill the infantry in the buildings. And at the moment, there's no response there from Mix. He has nothing long range to kill these Leos and Marders. And this area is just full of infantry. So he's not going to get back into these buildings easily. Those AMX-30s are heading in there now. There's some more AMX-30s coming in. Now, this is the advantage of the 5th E. They can put out a lot of AMX-30s, but how useful they're going to be in the middle long term against lots of infantry, we will have to see. They're great for this long-range supportive fire, as Tman is using his Leos for right now, but how long that continues for either player depends how far they are in the point. And the advantage for Tman is he's on a hill, so he can shoot down into the town. His commander coming back in that corner. That is a badly damaged command, though. It's just 1 or 2 shots away from being killed, depending on what shoots it. This side firmly in control of Mix now. Not really any reinforcements coming in there. And Mix is pushing up with his infantry to take out that Milan. Brennus is being charged in here. As I say, great fire support, these tanks. They do have the autocannons as well, which makes them extra special. A very accurate autocannon as well on the AMX-30s. Never to be underestimated. Allows them to dish out a lot more damage than other tanks. Milan is about to... Oh, it misses. Mirage coming in there. Going for one of the jets at the back. It's a tornado. Took a lot of fire, though. A little bit worried about that. And yes, indeed, the Mirage goes down. AMX-30 Brennus doing well over here, but one has been destroyed. And that was one of the ones in the center there. Got a little bit too close to the infantry, perhaps. I'm not sure what got the kill on the side of the screen. Commandos coming into the center there. Scramble now by Mix to reinforce this center point. But there's a lot of infantry in there for Tman. Mirage coming in again at the back. I'm not sure what it's looking for. Possibly the Par 1 helicopter. Yes, it must be looking for that. Not going to get it at the moment, though. Skirmishing continuing in that little industrial area, but there's just simply too many infantry in there. Mix needs some way of clearing these buildings more effectively than with 1 or 2 squads of infantry. Artillery, perhaps. Bombers, something that can just dish out the damage. But as the game goes on, more Gepards are appearing. Nothing happening on the other side of the map. So I've not looked at that for a while. I can see the little dots haven't moved on the screen very much. Zischerung's coming in at this side. Mix being a little bit pushy here. Has managed to get his recon all the way up. Brennus hitting that Leo 105. Should get the kill, and it does. Potentially he could get his command into this point. If he was very fast, he could rush it across right now. Obviously, he doesn't know what's there. Recon chopper goes down to the tornado. The skirmishing continues in here. More units pushing in. But look at all of that. As soon as those commandos moved up, there's like 6 or 7 squads firing at it. AMX-30 assisting, though, dishing out some damage, but the commandos are just dropping like flies. That is not good. They went into the church tower, and the church tower makes you visible to everything around, so it's even easier for other buildings to shoot at you. That's why so many opened fire at once. Yeah, those commandos just absolutely got wrecked there. AMX-30's dishing out some pain. But he needs to get up to that command and kill it. I think that's the only command in there. Yeah. There's Fuchs Milans over at this side, which says to me that Tman will bring in a command in that corner maybe, because there's a little bit better defended. Over at this side, it's looking pretty good for Mix, to be honest. He's got more infantry coming in. He just doesn't want to forget about the middle. But he needs to move his command up and countercap this. He doesn't realise it, but he would take it. The beauty of hindsight and the beauty of us being able to see the entire map. Obviously, he will be expecting there's a lot more in there than there is. Over here, we do see an almost dead Brennus being pushed up solo here. It's obviously looking for a kill on the command. It's firing at it, but it dies to the Pioneer arm bust up on the hill. Marker goes down. That's a shame that he lost that tank. The Brennuses aren't cheap. They're a very good tank. And there was a kangaroo back there. If only he'd repaired it, it might have got up there and killed that. But the commandos get the kill. They pushed up into those buildings far enough. And that is some points for Mix90 now. +2. He's got a bit of catching up to do, though. And he's not looking great in the middle, I've got to be honest. Not really going Tman's way either. However, the thing is, it's those tanks that are still alive and their ability to do fire support. As I say, with the autocannons, they really do hurt infantry. The main cannons do a bit of damage, but the autocannons, they are really tearing the infantry apart. And at the moment, Mix is able to operate them in most of the area safely. Over at this side, again, Mix is looking pretty good, but he needs to get his command in this point. It's just sat at the back and he's bringing in another command. Is he... I don't know what his plan is here. He could have had this point a while ago and forced Tman to buy another command to put in this point. Instead, he's buying Leo 2A3s, which will make short work of the MX30s. MW1 comes in, gets Grenadier Voltigeurs there, I think. But it does go down to the Roland 2 and the Mistrals. Yeah, that command is coming all the way down to this point. No movement on the other side of the map. I do see a couple of dots coming in there. TRM 2000s with some Grenadier Voltigeurs. I wonder if... Did Tman just surrender? Tman surrendered. Very close on kills to losses. A little bit ahead for Mix90 there. I'm kind of surprised by the surrender. Did one of the Leo 2A3s go down at the end there? I mean, it would have been an uphill struggle. There's no doubt about that. But I'm quite surprised by the sudden surrender there. Leo 2A3 got a kill. Did anything kill the 2A3 though? Let's go down to the bottom of the list here. No. Well, that's fair enough. If he thought it was over, I mean, he was getting pushed at both sides. The middle and the Foxtrot side, so... It was a surprise nonetheless that he surrendered there. Brennuses did well. They did get killed, though. Nothing really stand out in this game, to be honest. No, there wasn't anything jumping out to me as MVP there. Well played, though, guys. Very well played to Mix, obviously. But yeah, surprised that suddenly ended. Let's hop into game number 2. Welcome back to game number 2 with Tman and Mix90. We are on Black Forest Duel. This is the newer version of the map with some slightly better positioning on the points, especially for 1v1. Mix is over on the right this time, playing as the 2nd Infantry from the British. And over on the left in blue, we have Tman playing as the 5th E this time. Interesting change around. Obviously, the British, pretty good. They have the SAS, good air defense, good anti-infantry, good anti-tank. So I'm expecting to see good use of those. Interesting to see so many Gazelles out at the start, but could be used to see off some forward deployment infantry such as the Dragon's Paras. Obviously very susceptible to aircraft and any AA that gets up front pretty quickly. Let's have a look at what Mix has down. I think he's somewhere near done. So we got 3 SAS going up to Alpha and Charlie. Okay, quite aggressive here. Look at where they're going. They're dropping off here and then moving up there with the vehicles. We have a sniper and an SAS pushing in this side as well. Looks like the SAS pushing right up to here. This is pretty aggressive from Mix90 here. I'm curious to see how this pans out. Jaeger Aufkel pushing up to these positions for recon. Remember, the SAS aren't recon themselves. So Jaeger Aufkel coming up to Charlie. The Jaeger are very good as a recon squad, remember, because they are big squads. I'll just quickly look at them. 11-man squad. They have a lot of firepower, so they can be used as line infantry as well. Here we have some Javelin LMLs, some arm rifles in Warriors, some M48s, a tractor rapier and a command, and they're all heading up to here. It looks to me like Mix is going to try and hold Alpha as well as Charlie and Bravo, and maybe just let him have Foxtrot. We also have these Gazelle rockets here, which also... Oh yeah, he's going Alpha hard. That's where the Gazelles are going. Interesting. Let's spin around and have a look at what Tman's got down. AMX-10 RC heading up this side, possibly just to defend that side from anything pushing around. He may also use it later to push around the back lines. We've got some Dragon Paras heading into the middle of Alpha. They are going to get minced. Dragon Paras here heading into Foxtrot. They will be left alone. And AMX-10 RC pushing up to this side quite aggressively. At the back here, we've got some AMX-30 Brennises, a Mistral, and a VAB T-20. And command and some logistics heading around here. Again, looking for control here, but there's quite a lot going up there as well. That's interesting. Obviously trying to control here so he can push around the back and cut him off maybe. Back here we have commandos in trucks this time. Sappo's Flam, AMX-30Bs, and some more Sappo's Flam heading into Alpha. This is going to be a really interesting game. I'm really curious who gets Alpha here. Obviously, Charlie is going to go to Mix. Bravo will go to Mix. Foxtrot is going to go to Tman. But the big fight is going to be in Alpha. I'm going to turn us around so we're looking from this side. The reason is these Gazelles are going to go in and do some damage. I'm wanting to see if a Mirage comes out immediately to kill them, because these Gazelles are going to cause issues. Dragon Paras not looking too healthy. Immediately more infantry being called in, and some Terriers being called in at the far side as well. Really effective there. The Gazelles were split up. Another coming in from that side, going for the Sappo's Flam that are coming in. Oh, that is beautiful. That is really messed up, that push. He hasn't killed any more of the infantry, but, you know, it's every little helps. SAS didn't deploy as early as were previously planned. Have deployed where they are now. Will kill the Dragon's Paras very easily. Over at this side, we do see that there is some engagement here. An AMX-10 RC has been destroyed by the Jaeger Aufkel deploying from their vehicle. Snipers there and a Saxon engaging on the VLRA 50 cal. Should get the kill there. This is looking pretty good for Mix90 again so far. He's got a lot of control. He's not taken any points yet. SAS pushing in here. SAS not looking too healthy though. They're going up against a lot of units, and the Sappo's Flam obviously will stress them out. SAS at that side, making a move, trying to get out of that. Oh, he's pushed forward. Oh, wow. I was not expecting that. I thought he was going to retreat them. SAS at this side also going to go down. They're simply overwhelmed here. Those flame troops causing them an immense amount of stress and cohesion loss. The point goes to Tman. I thought at first there Mix was going to take that, but not going to happen now. There's an MX-30B covering that side of the point. These Warrior Milans might be about to get blown up by it. It is prepping to fire. Oh, it's lost them because of line of sight. Oh. Got line of sight again. Fires. One goes down along with the arm rifles. M48's pushing in this side. They're going to be susceptible to the commandos. And there we go. Good hit. Another SAS squad being moved in but being shot at by the AMX-30. And that's causing it some stress. It's stunned. I thought it was looking pretty good for Mix getting in at this point. But unfortunately, leaving the SAS in engaging on those forces got them killed. And losing the SAS is not great. He is capping points now. The Rover command, where's that going? Hopefully it's going to turn and come up here to Charlie in the middle of the forest. Yeah, there it goes. Warrior Milan and arm rifles coming down. The SAS pushing through the forest this side on the right. A little bit of skirmishing at the far side. Those Brennusses now in a very good position. I think Tman could potentially cut Mix off here. He's cleared that side. Air mobiles coming in for Mix90 now being dropped off. One of them was hit by the Mistral. AMX-30 at this side badly damaged but able to fire out at these infantry. The SAS died. The arm rifles aren't looking too healthy. Commandos being moved back to engage them. Sapu's Flam may go down here, but the commandos will finish off the arm rifles. Air mobiles pushing in here, already badly damaged. One squad routed already. Mix kind of wrestling control of this point. There's not a huge amount. There's some scouts all the way back there for Mix90 now. Good chance of capping a few supply vehicles. Another air mobile coming in that's been damaged. And it goes down to the Mistral. This one coming in and managing to drop off. At the far side there we do see reinforcements arriving. The M48s have taken out one of the Brennusses. The arm rifles pushing up fairly aggressively in open terrain there. That is a bit bonkers. Some progress being made over here though. In Alpha by Mix. Though those vehicles pushing right into the town are going to get killed by the commandos. Jaeger's being called in now. This air mobile squad at the back here has been deployed by the helicopter but isn't moving up. Could do with being in there for additional fire support, and he should be able to wrestle control here. AMX-30B has moved round. It's looking pretty good over at this side for Tman. If he can capitalize on that and push round the back, he'll cut off one of the supply routes. Fox is rushing in here. Where are they going? Very curious. MX-10 RC coming in the other side. Arm rifles not doing terribly there. Gazelle Hot does go down, possibly, to those arm rifles. There was a command there waiting to go into this back point. Rover Milan being called in. Tman will get his command into that back point unless Mix90 has something up his sleeve. And at the same time, he's struggling to gain control here. Where is that M48 going on its own? I assume it was going command hunting, but the command is not in the point. He gets the kill on the supply vehicle. He will get the kill on the Mistral. It's very lucky not to have died to the infantry in there. Those commandos obviously in a bad way though. Air mobiles have been moved up. This is a really weird engagement in this point from both players, to be honest. I'm surprised we didn't see more reinforcements coming in there earlier for Tman. He's kind of wrestled control of that point and then given it up by not calling anything in for a while. Obviously, the back point has gone. Well played by Tman. Some scouts being brought in, being hit by the T-20. A helicopter being brought in as well. Obviously, you still have all these Gazelle rockets back here, but not being used currently. Gazelle dropping off the scouts there. Goes down to the VAB T-20. The arm rifle's finally going to be killed in that building. Over in this point, the battle continues. That M48 finally goes down. Surprised it survived that long out on its own. Scouts hunting down the P4 command. Look at them go. Air mobiles here have pushed up very far and are being engaged by the MX-30 and the infantry. If it had just gone in against the infantry on its own, it probably would have won that fight easily, but it's now cohesion low and getting torn apart. I think Mix90 must be micromanaging another part of the map. Not looking too hot again in Alpha. Rover Milan's being rushed back here to engage this Brennus. Can see it from there. Can they get a kill is the question. Yes, they do. An easy kill. Rover command vehicle waiting to go in that point. All the choppers at the back now being... Oh. Do you remember what I said about the AMX-10RC that went to the other side of the map? And how it might go around the back eventually? Well, there you go. It is currently killing all the reinforcements heading to the middle. Bit of backline action from Tman there. He's currently +3. It's looking bad for Mix. He's losing quite a lot. He should get the kill here on the AMX-10. But he lost quite a few things there. Look at this on the road. That has been there a while, killing stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4 vehicles killed. That's a lot of kills. That's a lot of reinforcements. Never going to make it to the front line. T-Man will be happy with that. Still in control of this point. The Rover finally going to go in the corner. Nice advantage in points to T-Man. But look at this. Command finally in Alpha for Mix90. Reinforcements coming in though for T-Man. Can T-Man take this back? As I say, he took a long time to call in reinforcements. So he will now have to wrestle control back. He still has a lot over this side, so there's potential he could bring those across and take this area. Because it now means that Mix has to defend here and here to stop that happening. And you do see the Dragon Powers moving over already. Command still knocking around at the back there as well. Chopper's looking for it. I assume he knows it's there. SAS being moved up here, but right at the edge of the town. All the AMX-30 is able to open up on them. Don't manage to get a good hit though or stress them out. Very lucky for the SAS there. Mobiles at the back here badly damaged. And Mix will be hurting. He lost out on getting a lot of reinforcements here to that AMX-10RC at the back of the map. That is not good. And at the moment, he's at the edges of this town fighting. And it's allowing T-Man to utilize the AMX-30s. He needs to get the hell out of there. The SAS aren't going to survive this. They are going to go down. The air mobiles have managed to pull back slightly. SAS definitely going to die here. Air mobiles being chased as well. Not looking good in this point. T-Man likely going to regain control. Currently +2 to Mix. But I guess as it stands, T-Man looking a bit more solid. Mix needs to regain control and push at this side. Because obviously he's kind of penned back here. He knows that command is in that tree line. He's sending his tanks over, but he needs to stop being bothered by that and be able to push up here. Because, as you can see, T-Man is encroaching on this reinforcement zone. And there's no recon there except the Fox currently for Mix90. Mix90 rushing air mobile squads up here. Bear in mind that these aren't cheap. You've got a 60-point mobile squad and then a 45-point helicopter. That's 105 points. They should get in and out safely this time because the Mistral is pretty far back. But look at all these AMX-30s rolling around now. There's a command back in this point. There's an AMX-30 B2 command rolling in as well. Nothing happening back here. There's been no attempt by Tman to take it. He's focusing elsewhere. Has the command finally died? I think the command has finally died over at the back there. But the Vad Milan there, round the back, able to fire at the air defences. And Mix is really pinned into this corner. He is going to win this fight at the moment. But once again, those AMX-30s rolling in. The command has gone down in the corner to the commandos. That's what Tman wanted. Now all his AMX-30s are going to move around, cut off this resupply road, and eventually be able to fire in at these buildings. Really good use of those AMX-30s by Tman. He's trying to get them in a position to hit the infantry in these buildings. And look at this. At this side, he's got a bunch of commandos and Sappo's Flam waiting to go in this point. He is locking it down. He's going to have loads of infantry in there. Over at this side, Mix is kind of stuck. There's quite a lot over there holding the line. And he's got a good spread out. There's a hot here, but there's no AA to deal with it. And 48 goes down to the Gazelle Hot. AMX-30 B2s railing on everything here. Jaeger just got dropped off and are already dead. Sappo's Flam and Commandos pushing around this side. AMX-30s not doing a bad job. I think he's lost one, but overall pretty decent. Cluster Bomber comes in and gets one of those B2s. Cluster Bomber possibly going to go down, though, to that Mirage. And yes, the Jaguar is out of there. Other AMX-30 possibly going to go down to the Jaeger here. That were half dead. More than half dead. Now, they does get out of range, but it is badly damaged. Possibly a little bit of overextension by those AMX-30s there. Oh, the Commandos and the Sappo's Flam bumped into the Terrier's reinforcements coming in here. Mobile and Terrier's not looking so good in the middle. Lots of Grenadier Voltigers being pushed in over there. I think Tman is going to make a push on this point. And if he gets in there, I think that's game over. Mix is going to really struggle to regain control here. I feel like if he hadn't lost all those infantry that were coming in round the back, he probably would have had enough to keep hold of Alpha here. But losing them to that AMX-10RC, very, very painful. And Tman has just had enough time to build up a large force. Here is that Q-move assault. Everything pushing in here. Marker went down there briefly on the command tank. But I suspected that command tank is going to push into this point. There's nothing in there for Mix. 22 minutes, 40 odd seconds left of this game. I think it's over. Challenger Mark II coming in here. Cluster Bomber going for the command tank. Should get the kill. Does get the kill. Beautiful strike. That puts a little dampener on the plans, but the P4 command can still be moved up. Vab's being moved in as scouts to see what's there. AMX-30 is able to fire across at the Jaeger moving in. And they'll be stressed out before they get there, which is probably worse than them being a bit damaged, because they will miss everything. Mirage Napalm Bomber waiting at the back there to go in and kill something. There's just simply too much here now. I mean, if we look at the map, look at the amount of blue and the amount of blue that remains compared to the amount of red. Mix has just lost too much at this point. He's bringing in 2 Challenger Mark IIs. But they're not going to be effective at dealing with the infantry in the towns. And unfortunately, as I say, these Jaeger, look at them. They're both stressed out beyond belief. They're not going to hit any of their shots, or very few. They'll be lucky to make it into the point proper. Can they get in the building? The front one might. The back one's dead. The front one made it to a building. Only to immediately die. Yeah. I think this game is done. Scouts coming in choppers here, but I don't think they're going to do very much. And there's the surrender. Commiserations, Mix. Really well played, though. Unfortunately, you lost those infantry at the back lines. Significant difference in kills to losses. Quite obvious by the end on the map there. 1 game each. Very well played. Commandos doing an amazing job there. AMX90 did an amazing job. Okay, so here we go. This is the AMX10RC that was round the back. It got a Bedford truck, a Fox, an Iltis, a Jaeger Commander. Oh, wow. Another transport with a Jaeger, 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 another transport with Terriers. I didn't even realize it killed that stuff, so that must have been further around the map. MVP, AMX10RC gets it. No question about that. That is a heck of a list of kills. Most importantly, killing that commander. That's painful. It killed more than I thought. Commandos also doing an amazing job that game. Well played to Tman. Good micro of those infantry. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please do like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned. There will be more Warno during the week.